It's that Stormtrooper from Daft Chicken Gaming. Just an update regarding the law in certain companies. Now, this is a, a a story about the law with regards to unboxing of loot crates in the Netherlands and also Belgium. There's a lot of so-called unbelievable Dutch laws. The the Dutch laws have been some of the most, supposedly the most tolerant laws, but there are some really very strange ones. Urinating in a canal is unacceptable unless you're pregnant. Is it illegal to smoke tobacco in all public spaces but not cannabis? What happens if you mix both? My God. It's illegal for 3 single people to share a house. House sharing is illegal. Fireworks, except for the 3 days leading up to New Year's Eve, and they can be fired between 6 p.m. on the 13th and 2 a.m. on Saturday. Okay. It's legal to ride without a helmet. It's illegal without a bell and a light. So there's some fucking bizarre things. Gay marriage is recognised. Basically, bikes have right of way to pedestrians. Bikes have right of way to cars. And if you hit a bike, you're at fault automatically in your car. So, to stop canal side houses from sinking, must be constructed with wood piles driven into the ground. And also, they have to have wood spikes screwed into the ground to stop them from sinking. Euthanasia is legal in the Netherlands for ages up to 1 year and older than 12 years. Children's groups are also expected from 1 to 12. Oh my God. So you can have people bumped off for medical reasons, but you can't open loot crates. They're tolerant up to 5 grams of cannabis. It's a crime to buy cannabis off the street. You can buy it, but you can buy it at a coffee shop. There is some weird shit going on in this country. It's a weird fucking ass shit country. Okay. So the Dutch laws are fun, but when it comes to gambling, people have said, look, their laws need urgent revision. Okay. There's a illegal gambling by passing a bill that will regulate online gambling operations in the country. Is one of the few European countries that has not legalised online games of chance. So it is illegal to have a chance. If you have a crate that guarantees you a result, you buy a crate and it has XYZ in it, that's fine. But if you buy a crate and it's a lottery, like you could get a Burning Team Captain, or you could get a really shitty, unusual or a dueling game, that is not legal because there is an element of chance. December 27, 2017, a ruling of the Administrative Law Division of the Council of State which ordered the Dutch regulator to cease targeting gambling payment providers. But they still are not allowed to open traits. Basically, this is something that's makes it difficult when you can buy soft drugs, cannabis, but you can't open fucking TF2 crates. Now, you can smoke cannabis. Smoking cannabis is carcinogenic, and basically, but what harm is there in opening a few crates? It's not like you're doing a one-armed bandit or something else which is more highly addictive. This here what will come up when people try to open crates. Opening not allowed. Opening this container is not allowed in your country. So you might have the keys to do it, but you're not allowed to open it. If you go on holidays, can you then open the crate? Can you change your country of origin in Steam? say, oh, I'm going to become an Australian for a day, and then open the crates. It's all a bit confusing, isn't it? It's kind of dumb, since crates given to you at any gameplay advantage. No. Unusual hats distract free-to-play users, allowing for easy kills. I don't think so. I think that it's just a fact that they're trying to, that the law is all-encompassing, and because the crates involve an element of chance, even though they're not really like a lot of other gambling, the lawmakers don't seem to care. Are they similar to gambling? Well, the answer is they are, because some people do buy these things in an effort to try and unbox their way to richness, which is always doomed to success, because very rarely do you actually make anything on unboxing. People who enjoy loot boxes are going to be mad about the ban. Well, the answer is, all that's going to happen is the guys in Belgium and the guys in the Netherlands are going to end up buying things from other people that the other people have unboxed. There may be children shouldn't play M-rated games. Well, they're saying about whether it has a potential to expose people of an underage. Tell that to patients who have 3-year-old son play CSGO and then brag about it on Reddit. Or parents who leave their 10-year-old son alone to do over what they own on a computer. So there's all sorts of arguments as to whether or not unboxing, whether it constitutes anything to worry about. I don't think it does. CSGO also update blocks players in the Netherlands and Belgium, and that's his way in which Valve is trying to make itself not fall foul of local authorities. Both Dutch and Belgian authorities declared some inlaid loot boxes were gambling, and warned publishers to remove them or face the consequences. The European community is pretty good at handing out massive fucking fines, like it has done to Google, and multinational companies are quite rightly scared that the European Union is traditionally heavy-handed towards its administration of fines. And that sort of heavy-handedness may eventually mean that the EU does not get a good share of technology or trading, and may ultimately make it unpalatable for people to invest when you've got the emerging non-European EU nations like Russia and through Asia and Africa and Australia that do not have these antiquated and fanciful laws. I guess the Belgian Gaming Commission looked at 4 games: Star Wars Battlefront 2, FIFA, Overwatch and Counter-Strike, all breach the laws on gambling. Bar Star Wars, which had its loot boxes stripped out by EU after Star Wars. Okay, didn't. Interesting. Valve pulled trading in Steam marketplaces for both CSGO and Dota in the Netherlands. Item trading is now returned to CSGO as of today, although the ability to open loot boxes has been neutered significantly. Administrative fines of €83,000, or 10% of the company's worldwide turnover, that violates the law. See, the fines are like, if you're over in Holland and you get certain things and you do certain violent crimes, you might get a couple of months in jail. But look at this. You're paying millions of dollars for a couple of fucking virtual crates. I mean, grow up. Maybe look at other problems that your country has. But for fuck's sake, these are loot crates. And they're not the same as a one-armed bandit, and they're not the same as betting on the races, and they're not the same as betting on the football. They are different. Belgium and Netherlands players cannot open crates. Basically, I read Belgium and just assumed this was about football. Preventing them from wasting money, I like it. Well, some people think it's positive. From what I understand, people from Belgium won't be able to trade items anymore. Get rid of them while you can. Well, that's not true. People can still trade, okay? They cannot unbox crates. It's different, okay? One day we can return from grinding 50 plus hours of useless pixels instead of just buying them with real money. The Belgian government wants to block any type of money trading if it doesn't allow them to make taxes. I mean, I think this is close to the point. In Australia we have a thing called Lotto Land, where we're allowed to bet on the outcome of overseas lotteries, and we've had significant sounds in the government about potentially banning it. I don't think it's been done, and I don't understand the legalities of everything, but sounds were made in that direction, even in Australia. Belgium, a form of gambling, and how easy it is for minors to get into crates. Well, minors should be supervised by parents who should not simply hand them credit cards. Period. For a company that already has little motivation to work on this game, removing a large chunk of their income definitely won't help. Well, that's true. This is not their major game, and taking more of their income away is not going to help the situation, and it's certainly not going to help the situation for European gamers. Okay, that brings us to this final thing. CSGO crates blocked in Belgium and Netherlands, and the so-called new gambling rules. These changes were made back in, this is an article from July, and now while loot boxes are now forever sealed for Belgian and Dutch players, the previous Netherlands exclusive restriction item number has been lifted. Okay, so basically they can trade, but they can't unbox. So, is this a big disability for them? Well, it is and it isn't. It is because people from these countries can't make unboxing videos if they are YouTubers. It does mean that they'll probably be they will probably be made to pay more in the long term. It doesn't apply to all loot boxes, but ones specifically adhering to a set of rules close enough to consider it to gambling. In the case of Valve, you paid a key, which sounds like a bet to me. You could end up with an item less or more, and because it sounds like gambling. Okay. Valve's other crate systems, TF2 and Dota, seem unaffected, at least causing a recent patch, although that may change. They operate under a fundamentally identical system to Counter-Strike, or perhaps have flown under the radar as they sparked less gambling-related controversy. Belgians can still acquire the Belgian detective hat, the hat by the way God Valve intended it, through blind luck. Okay, so some very significant comments. Is the Netherlands and Belgium correct? If you ask me, the Netherlands and Belgium are old countries that were quite significant last century and the century before, in terms of their colonisation, worldwide trade. Now they're relatively small countries with relatively lacking in resources, and they're becoming more and more irrelevant. And the introduction of these draconian gambling laws serves to make them simply more irrelevant, in my opinion. I cannot see what differences it made, and maybe there should be some sort of consensus amongst the European Union. Peace.